Quantity Radio. Welcome back to another episode of Quantity Radio. It's your host, Big Quan, and I have a very special guest on today, Miss Miley B of the Wonderland Effect podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Like, we didn't had a collaboration before. I've been on her podcast, and we had an amazing episode collaboration with myself and Portia from the Portia's Queen podcast. And now she's on my podcast, so I'm excited to interview her, pick her brain, and have a great conversation. So I want to get started with an icebreaker. I do all my podcast episodes to start off with an icebreaker.
Okay.
So the icebreaker today is we're in our early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So, which part of your body has the check engine light on right now? It could be any part. It could be your mind, your knees, your feet, whatever.
I think my knees, like the getting up and the getting down is it's real iffy. Like if you get down too low, you might not get back up.
You might not get back up.
Especially like if you're not intoxicated, the get back up is like, oh, hold up. Wait, I got to hold something to get back up.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would matter if I was skinnier, if I was bigger. Like,
it's
it was
just the knees, period. The maintenance of the knees.
Well, they pop. Like,
wait,
they pop.
My knee, this knee right here, this is why I have this leg crossed over this one, because this knee, I don't know what's going on. It's just been clicking lately.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, when I got down cleaning the refrigerator to get back up, I was like, ooh, like, I need to grab something. Like, what is going on right now? Like,
yep.
I would say definitely for me, my knees, and sometimes my brain. Because I'm just like, I'm going, and I'm like, okay, I have to set reminders. I have to put alarms on, because it's like, if I don't, it's like, you just do so much, and it's like you have to write things down. I have to, like, make little sticky notes and stuff like that, because I'm like, I don't think my brain is slipping, but I just think it's just too much in there just to, like, remember everything.
But I also think when you get older, it's a little more unforgiving to forget now. Mm-hmm. When you're younger, people are more apt to be like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. But when you're older, you have obligations and time frames to meet, so you need those reminders because you cannot afford to forget.
Exactly. Okay, so I want to just jump right into it. You just came back from London.
I did. I had a great time.
London! Tell me about everything about London. Like, how did you even get the opportunity to go to the speaking engagement? I know you spoke at a convention. And just tell me, like, what did you speak about? How was the traveling going over there? Like, the culture? Was it, like, a culture shock for you going over there? Like, how was your experience with London?
I think, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So I got in contact with the woman that runs the event. Actually, it's a whole movement. So the woman who runs the movement is Claire Gardner. She was on Threads inquiring for a virtual summit. And I was like, I had been looking to get back into speaking because it was one of those things that I loved doing in college and I loved doing after college. I just hadn't been doing it because I've been focused on my podcast. So I promised myself, like, I'd get back into it. So I signed up for the virtual summit, talked with her, had an amazing time. Virtual summit was good. And then she asked me on the sidelines if I would like to be a part of her real in-person event. And, of course, I've always wanted to go to London. So that was like a no-brainer for me. I was like, yes, by any means, we're going to make this happen. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, because it really just happened a few weeks ago. Not even a few weeks. I think maybe a week ago. I'm there. And let me tell you, everything that could happen to stop me from going did happen. But I just literally was like, I'm going. No other option. When I got there, I want to say everybody's so much nicer. Like,
really?
So much nicer. Biggest downfall that I had on the trip was the power sources. So they have different power sources in every different area of the world. So if you're ever going to travel, please Google the power sources.
I seen like the sockets or something weren't the same, or like
the ones in Denmark are way different from the ones in the UK.
Okay.
So the ones in Denmark are 2-pronged. The ones in the UK are 3-pronged, but they're huge because they run, I think, on 120 voltage or something like that. So you have to get a US to UK travel plug.
Is it like an adapter type of thing that bring with you? Okay.
So the one adapter that I got in Denmark didn't work for the one in the UK. So I was stuck with that. Then I had to buy one for the one in the UK. So I now have an adapter for the UK and Denmark.
Okay.
But that was the biggest, like, downfall that I could say about my trip is not Googling the power sources, because who would have thought of that?
You need your phone to be charged. Like,
yes.
You need that.
So I had to have the power sources. Also, I wanted to do my hair out there. I don't have stylists out there, so, like, everything had to be on me.
Yeah.
So imagine I can't flat iron my hair when I need to.
Girl.
Luckily, one of the girls had a flat iron, so I was able to go to the actual venue and use her flat iron, which was really great. Overall, people are just way more apt to help you. Mm-hmm. Like, they're so much nicer than Americans. I don't know what's going on in America, but after traveling, I can say that I will be moving out of the U.S. sometime in the next few years. Like, that is my ultimate goal. Like, I need to get out of here.
So you feel like people in America are more, like, for themselves. They're like, they're not going to help you, or they might be skeptical, or...
We're raised like that.
Yeah.
Our community and our environments are geared towards that. Even in our everyday life, it's very capitalistic society, which is go get it by any means and don't stop till you keep going. Like, a lot of other countries don't have that. They enjoy life. They take those moments to actually check in with themselves, to unwind. The get up and go culture, or the go culture in itself, is American. Like,
because we have to. It's like
our go-getters. Like that go-getter, that phrase, or what is it? The hustle culture is what they call it. So that culture is American. It's very American, and it's very apparent. Like, people are walking around in London. It's crowded, and I'm downtown, and I'm on the Tower Bridge that people often mistake as London Bridge, and people are just literally happy. Like, they might be cussing each other out, but they're just, like, they'll laugh afterwards. Or it sounds like they're aggressive, but they're not really aggressive. They're just having a conversation. And people are out there running. The food is cheaper. Food is healthier.
It's healthier, for sure.
Yes, and it's just... I didn't like the restaurants. The food was horrible at the restaurants. But the grocery shopping was way cheaper.
Okay. That
even
makes
though,
up for it.
like, pounds are heavier in value than the dollar, but I'd pay it.
Yeah.
If I knew that the food was healthier.
The quality of food that you're getting is way more healthier, because I'm like I said, it was like the Red 40 and all these dyes and stuff is banned from over there. But so I definitely was like, oh, really? Like, I never knew that about London before I found that out. So, but as far as your speaking engagement, like, what was the topic for your speaking engagement, and how did you prepare for that?
So the thing about this event in particular, it wasn't supposed to be structured. So you have to unlearn what you've learned as a speaker. As a speaker, you're taught this is how your intro goes, this is the middle of your conversation, and this is how you exit. But in this environment, she wanted it as transparent, as real as possible. So little preparation.
Real and raw.
Yes, real and raw. So it was a 20-minute conversation. I think I made it about 12 minutes in because I just didn't have anything else to say. The only thing I really had planned out was what I wanted to talk about. And right now, as transparent as I can be, I'm struggling with being able to control my life. Like, wanting to control so many aspects in our life is an issue. Like, you shouldn't want to control every little bit, but I think I spent so much time wanting to control everything, including people in it, that it makes me uncomfortable when I can't control it or when I can't predict the outcome. So a lot of that was what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to tell them how I was in traffic, and the guy next to me having a great time in traffic pissed me off because I couldn't control the flow of it. I had somewhere to go. But I also didn't value the time that I had in that moment, which was to just unwind and check in with myself and see where I was and how I was mentally. That wasn't even a thought. I was just pissed because why are you happy that we're all late?
Yeah. It's like I have somewhere to be. I have somewhere to be. But it's like take that moment to just get yourself ready. Like you said, check in mentally to prepare yourself to go and do the speaking engagement.
Yeah. That's why we have so many mental crises out here is nobody really does that. Yeah. But we're also not taught to stop.
We're taught to go. If you don't go, then you're going to lose out. You're going to miss out on an opportunity. But it's like if I'm going, I might miss out on a lot of opportunities because I'm late in the hospital or I'm having a mental breakdown or I just can't handle everything that's on me right now. So you have to take those moments and just appreciate those moments. When you do have a little bit of free time or, you have that moment to yourself, you have to take that to your advantage.
Yeah, I think the best thing that I learned from this whole experience was that if the CEO can't sleep and doesn't have clear mind, the company will not run.
Mm-hmm.
So this goal culture, this whole hustle culture is fine, but there's a reason that a CEO has X amount of people running beneath them, or with them, running their company, is because they can't do everything by themselves. So when you find yourself overwhelmed, and even I teach this in management, you cannot do everything by yourself. You have to be able to delegate. There's a reason delegation exists. Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to know yourself enough to know when you need to stop.
Yeah.
And when you need to cut boundaries. And that may even be cutting people out of your life.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest thing. I feel calm now. Like, I don't feel like I'm in a rush to do anything, because what's meant for me will never pass me up.
Exactly. And that's that part of how you are giving up control. Like, you're just letting things be what they be. Like, this is what it's going to be. I can't help it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good leaf to turn over in my life.
Yeah.
I need to stop trying to control things, because not everything is meant to be controlled.
Exactly. So overall, your experience in London, like, what would you rate it from a 1 through 10?
Probably like an 8. I just didn't like the food.
Okay.
I didn't like the food. People were beautiful. Obviously, seeing Buckingham Palace was on, like, one of my dream lists, so that was a 10 out of 10, but, like, the food was, ugh. Like, I like food. No. I wouldn't travel there for food, I don't think.
Well, shout out to London. Shout out to the Real and Raw. Shout out to you just living out your dreams, because a lot of people put their dreams on hold, or they just don't even try to achieve them because of whatever reason. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So I want to let you know that.
I'm happy.
Yes. So another question. How do you feel about getting interviewed as opposed to doing the interviewing?
I like it better sometimes. It just depends on where the setting is. It's less of me having to control the conversation and more of me having to respond to what's being asked. But I will say this, because I had an interview or two where I lost what I was talking about. So you just got to remember to actually listen to the question and roundabout to the question.
Yeah.
So I think either or. It just depends on where I'm at.
It depends. It depends on who's doing the interview and what is it about, things like that. So it's like, I would say for myself, like, I always get, like, a little bit nervous, like, when I'm getting interviewed, because it's like, oh, shit, like, what am I going to say? Like, what are they going to ask me? And, like, just a little bit of nervousness. But like you said, when you are the interviewee, you can control more of the conversation.
Yep.
So I agree with you on that. I was watching your podcast, and I discovered that you are working on opening up a women's gym. Mm-hmm. So tell me, first of all, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Because I feel like sometimes, most of the time, all women need a sacred space to go work out without having to worry about men looking at them. They can just be themselves. They can work out how they want to and be in a good headspace and not have to worry about men. Not all men are like that. I just want to put that out there. Not all men are like that. But you can be a little self-conscious when going to the gym and there is other men in there.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Well, me, honestly, like, I have always fluctuated with my love-hate relationship for the gym, but I recently stopped drinking, so I needed another outlet. We had been talking about opening a gym anyways, because I've been exposed to so many connections that have, taught me there are different outlets to create a business and how to create the business. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much free money is actually out there by the government. So we kind of just took what I learned and ran with it and actually got a response. I think the biggest thing now is just picking a space. Yeah. But I really just wanted it for me, is for selfish reasons. Obviously, there are women out there that need a safe space and probably feel like they can't go into an everyday gym and feel like they can work out. Because I've been there, the anxiety of it, sitting in the parking lot, and then who's really looking at you, because those are all things that go into somebody's mind, or might go into somebody's mind when they're in a fitness journey. Like, you're starting the journey because of something that happened, something that triggered you. The hardest part is showing up. The getting through it is easy. So when you get there, I've been in the parking lot, I'll drive home.
It's just like everything's going through your head right then. It's like, it's too much. You get a little bit of anxiety. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go home, or I'll work it at home.
Exactly. And so many people say, well, if you find the correct why, like even when I was talking to Coach Brandon Henderson, yes, it is plausible to find your why and anchor yourself down, but you also sometimes need an encouraging push, which is why people get trainers. Yeah. And I love my trainer. I love her real bad. Me and her go together real bad. And we've been together for, 4 years now?
Okay.
So she's been through everything with me. Breakups, makeups, just feeling lost. People don't realize when you're getting your body together, it's not just your body, it's your mental.
Your mind. Yes.
Because your mind sometimes is so jumbled. Even now, what I had my little separation from somebody that I held very near and dear, it was, I can't drink. What do I do with these feelings? Mm-hmm. I'm still not emotionally intelligent enough to unfurl and do that by myself. So sometimes I do have to find an outlet. And usually it would be drinking. Mm-hmm. But in this aspect, I just texted her and said, can you open the gym? Yeah. Because I need to work out. She opened the gym. She was there.
And that's the greatest outlet.
Yeah.
Instead of drinking, and I commend you for that on quitting drinking, because you're taking your health serious, you're taking your mind serious. Yeah. And then to equate that to go over to working out and getting your body ready, getting your body right, getting your mind right. So that's respectable.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do without her. We form bonds with people that support us, and sometimes the support comes in very weird ways because yes, sometimes I love her, sometimes I hate her. But for the most part, she's been there through everything. And that's what I want for the next woman, is a safe space where they can form a bond with someone, whether it be her or another trainer. Even if trainers want to come and train at the gym, we'll allow that as well. They can rent out a space, or we can, not tax them, but charge them to train there. But we want to open it up to all trainers, because she had a similar situation where she was friends with someone that owned a gym and they did her dirty.
Okay.
So those things happen too, because females are so competitive sometimes that they don't want to help someone else out. So she has her own story behind it, and I had my own story behind it. It's more of how can we come together and support other women that are trying to do these things in this field of life.
Yeah.
So that's why we wanted to do the gym.
I love that. So when can we expect it to open up, or where is the location going to be?
We still haven't picked a location. We have the money for it. It's there. It's just picking a location that would fit both of us, more so her than me, because we talked about it. I don't want to train.
Yeah.
I am very busy with a lot of things that I'm doing. It's just not something that I would ultimately do. I might get certified just so if something happens, I can support my business partner in it. Yeah. But overall, it would be her decision as to where it's going to be. So I'm thinking we're going to leave it in Ceres or Modesto, but I'm not 100% sure. It will be in the Valley, though. I know we want it in the Valley. There's a couple of other gyms that we've seen and we've been to, and we like the inspiration we've gotten from them, but we really just need to find the real estate for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, when you guys do open up, I will be there. I'm like, women's gym? For sure. I will be there.
We will
sometimes going to the gym and seeing all the guys in there and everything, I just be like, but I would definitely be there.
I think I like the aspect of it being 24 hours, though, because I like late night sessions. I work nights, so usually my mind is up at night.
Yeah.
So it's easier. I like the whole thumbprint and you having access if you're a member, that kind of thing. I like that.
Okay, I like that
because that's what we have now.
Okay.
And we work out at Broken Culture and Ceres.
Okay.
So, and they're really supportive. Those guys are really, really, they're all a family.
And I'm a night person too. As far when it comes to the gym, if I'm going to the gym, I kind of want to go at night if I'm going to the gym. I have a gym at my home, but when I want to go to the gym, I'm I want to go there when it fizzles out from all the huckers,
all the people.
Yeah. So let's jump right into the topic of today, and that is normalized toxicity.
Yeah.
A lot of times people go through things, and we understand, you've been through things in your childhood, you've witnessed things, or it might have directly happened to you that caused some trauma. But then people don't heal from that, and they bring it into their adulthood and haven't healed their inner child, per se. And they bring it into their relationships, friendships, business relationships, whatever it may be. And it can take a toll on someone. And they just feel like that's okay because they've witnessed it or have been through it growing up, that it's normal. It's been normal for you your whole life. And so now when I display these actions unto someone else, they shouldn't have a problem with it. Or if they do have a problem with it and that person speaks out, then that's when accountability is very rare. It seems to cease in that moment. So I want to talk about normalized toxicity, and I want you to define toxic behavior. What is considered toxic to you?
There's a lot that goes under that umbrella, but I think toxic is it's very hard to define, and like there's different types of toxicity. So it's if we're talking relationships, if you know that it's hurting both of you and you guys stay doing those things or those habits that you both acknowledge are not good for you. It's like knowing that something is not good for you, but you keep doing it. You've decided to live in those habits, and I think that's in any situation. That's my best definition. I don't know the actual definition of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like toxic is anything that is not causing good benefit to you. If something is making you feel negative about yourself, it's not putting you in a good mental state, anything that you normally wouldn't put up with, anything that crosses your boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, you need to set boundaries. Put that out there. So if anybody's crossing over those boundaries, that line that you laid out in the sand, and they're overstepping that, anything that makes you uncomfortable, I feel like that's toxicity, because this is not what I would normally put up with. This is not a conversation I would normally have. This is not an action that I would usually deal with. Anything prior to that or that normalizes anything like that, that is toxicity to me. And so I want to know, why is toxicity so normalized? Because I feel like I know why it's normalized, because a lot of people, like on the internet, people in music, everything like that, they make it so normal to just be crazy, just have these crazy behaviors, say crazy things, and it's like, you're out here talking like this, you're out here living like this, and the people like, okay, then that's okay, like, especially if mainstream people are doing it, and I feel like that kind of normalizes it too. But why do you feel like it's normalized?
I think you pretty much said it. It's so socially acceptable, and it's very fantasized. And a lot of things that we have in this world are very fantasized.
Yeah.
And that stems from relationships to how you deal with your life, how you deal with your issues. All of those are exploited by the internet, but it's also just media in general. It's very exploited. It's always been like that. And they always target women more so than men, because women are the easiest targets. We're the highest consumers. So how do you do that? You just put it in everything you can.
Yeah.
Everything that women consume, from makeup to from the way that we seek out therapy to, I don't know, phone calls with friends. Like, everything is so normalized. Like, I mean, I can scroll on my timeline right now and probably find at least 6 pieces of toxic behaviors. Like, there's a couple that will tell you, like, go beat him. Yeah. I say it. Go beat him.
You're just like, okay, this
beat his ass.
Okay, like, when we should be like, leave his ass or leave him alone or let him figure it out. It's like, go beat his ass. Go beat his, show
beat
him.
His ass.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, and it comes up from putting up with behaviors. It's like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I have to resort to this type of behavior. Yeah. And then it becomes normal. Like, he ain't the one for me if he's not stalking me. He's not the one for me if he's not, obsessed with me. People, I want you to be obsessed with me. That's not normal for someone to be obsessed with you, but that's what we crave in that moment. Like, okay, I want my person to be obsessed with me. Yeah. And it's like, oh, wait, did I really mean that? Because when you really get that,
and you got to put a restraining order on a man,
it's a different story. But this is what you want. And then that's why you always have to be careful what you say and what you put out into the universe and what you manifest, because that's going to come directly to you. Now you have an obsessed person. Now you have somebody that's blowing you up. Now you have somebody that's checking your location 5 times in an hour. Like, that's not ideal.
I think people forget what they say. The universe doesn't forget what you say. Just because you've moved on from it doesn't mean that it's not still going to come. Yeah. Because there are plenty of people that I have tried to manifest back, and then I forgot, and then they'll come back in the way that I asked.
And it's like, oh, shit.
It's like you need to leave me alone now. Yeah. Like, stop it. Like, you're a little bit overwhelming. Like, you need to back it up. But there's been so many times where things I have asked for have come, and it's been, like, good and bad. Like, things that I really thought I wanted. And I'm like, yeah, I really didn't want it. So why are you coming now? I didn't want it then. I wanted it then. I don't want it now. Like, stop. Yeah. It's too late.
Like, the universe, like you say, don't have a time limit. Like, okay, you said that 6 months ago. I'm going to bring this person back, or I'm going to bring this situation back around. And I feel like with toxicity, it's learned. Something might have happened, or you've been through situations where people have displayed toxic behaviors to you when you were a child, and then you just thought that was routine. So you inflicted on someone else, and now they're dealing with that trauma, and then they bring it on, and it just goes. It's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. If nobody stands up for themselves and say, hey, I'm not cool with this, I don't like this, or like you said, set boundaries, then it's gonna just keep continuing.
Yeah, but it's also you too. Like, you also have to respect people's boundaries too, because a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like being told no. I've never liked being told no. Even though I know, like, there's a blessing in every rejection, I just don't like the word no.
Yeah.
And that is something that a lot of us don't like. But sometimes the no is a good thing. It's not protection. A bad thing. You need to leave it there.
Yeah.
It's just like when somebody tells you they're not interested in you, but you still pursue that person, and now you got a family with that person, but you don't really love them anymore. But that's something that you wanted. That's something that you don't like, no. So you just kept saying yes. And so you got it.
And that's something from inside. It's like maybe it might be abandonment issues. I don't want this person. I don't want to leave this person, or I don't want to leave this person. Yeah. And now, like, you created something that you didn't really want. Now you have to deal with this for the rest of your life, or you have to deal with this decision. Like, it's going to mentally affect you. And you just can't live life like that. You have to be able to be told no. You have to be able to say no. That's the most thing. And it's fear of, I feel like it keeps repeating itself. Toxicity keeps going because people are afraid to say no. They're afraid to lose. But you have to know with every loss, there's another blessing coming around the corner, whether it be, okay, I really don't like this job, but it's not treating me right. I don't feel good about it. I'm not getting paid what I want to, but this is how I'm eating right now. This is how I'm feeding my family right now. There's always going to be something better around the corner. And you have to do the work, too. It's not just going to fall in your lap. You have to manifest. You have to go out there and actually look for what you want. Or sometimes you got to let it come to you. Because if you let something go, that might have been the blockage that was stopping something from coming. So I feel like it's on both. It's on that person that's causing it. It's on the person that's receiving it. You have to speak up, and you have to know and set your boundaries and be clear and cut about it.
I also think people need to learn how to listen to themselves. Like, you'll hear it. You'll hear it several times, but you still might ignore what your body is telling you, what your mind is telling you, because that's not what you want to do. And that's how you land yourself in those situations. I think it keeps happening to see if you actually learn. And if you didn't, you're going to keep doing the same thing. It'll be in different forms. It'll be in different people. But you cannot run away from your problems. Your problems are always going to come in different forms. But they're going to do the same thing to you. Like, I tell my friends all the time, God is not going to repeat himself the same way. You're gonna have the same lesson, but it's gonna hurt more and more every time you keep ignoring it
until you get it.
Yes, till you can't go nowhere else. You can go so low, and you will just sit there in that lowness, that darkness, and you'll have to pull yourself out. And I think I never really tell this story, but when I was 21, that was when I first experienced being obsessed with someone. And, I mean, it was an obsession. Like, I was willing to lose my life to be with this person. And I had lost so much weight. I had lost my family, essentially. I was doing things that are not acceptable, like not very upstanding at all, like taking money from people. And I did this because I wanted to be with this person. And he brought me to the lowest I've ever been in my time. Like, I don't ever want to be that low again. And it wasn't until I was in the middle of a street, and I think I was drunk, and, like, my sister was just so upset with me. And, like, that's all I remember is her crying, and I was just like, this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. So to have me at 21 experience that, I just knew I never wanted to be that low again, where I was willing to give my life for another person in the worst way. So I literally had to, it hurt like hell to have to let that person go. Like, I'd wake up in the middle of the night still wanting that person because we spent so much time together. Like, I would have my friends come over and spend the night. Like, one of my guy friends, he came over in the middle of the night, no questions asked, and slept on my floor because I couldn't be alone. It was really bad. And I don't think that's often talked about, is how you don't listen to that intuition that you have, and you can find yourself in depression in the deepest, darkest places of your mind, and you're either going to get out or you're going to let it consume you.
Yeah.
And so, like, you had that intuition, like, that whole time when you were
Yeah,
going through
I
the
knew.
obsessive behaviors. It was like, I know this
knew.
isn't right, but it was just something, like, feeding inside of
Yeah.
you. Like, I
didn't want
do
him
this.
to leave me.
Yeah.
It was that worry that I'll never be loved. And it was crazy because I knew my parents loved me. Like, I came from a really good family. My family loves me. And I don't know where it stemmed from. And I think it's possibly because we never talked about adult relationships.
Yeah.
In my family, it just never was talked about. We never talked about what it feels like for a man to love a woman like that. We never had those conversations. And I was 21. Like, I hadn't been sexually active till I was 21. Yeah. So I didn't know. And part of the problem with that, not having those conversations, is I fantasized. I was a Disney girly. So I believed that Prince Charming was coming to rescue me from whatever castle I was in. And I was very determined to have Prince Charming.
You thought that was your Prince Charming. It's like, I can't lose him. Like, this is my Prince Charming. I'll do whatever it takes.
And that shade, like, that shade of red should never be painted on anybody's eyes. Like, and I always tell people that, I'm like, I can understand what it feels like. I understand. But I also see what it looks like when you're so broken that you can't even forgive yourself for the things that you've done. That took a long time for me to forgive myself for the things that I had put people that I hold nearest and dearest to me through. Yeah. And it takes, like, even my family, they'll say it today, like, it's, like, we forgive you, like, it's okay. But sometimes it's still in the back of my mind, like, how can you guys still love me after I did such horrible things to you guys?
But they're your family. Yeah. Like, they're going to love you no matter what happens. They're always going to be there to help you, to support you. And everybody doesn't have that. Yeah, no. So that's a blessing within itself, that you have that support and you have that love, that outpouring of just people that help you. Yeah. And people that are there for you.
I think it's just a part of the lessons that I had to learn in this life. Yeah. And I wouldn't change it person anymore. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to actually sit there and hug that person, but I'd at least be able to talk to them. Like, and they have reached out a couple times, and I've told them, like, nah, like, sincerely, I never want you back ever again. So that took a lot, though.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you for getting through that.
Thank you.
That's tough. That is tough, and it's not talked about a lot. And I'm glad you were able to overcome that situation.
Thank you.
And I feel like it's not just romantic. Sometimes it's friendships as well.
They'll be toxic too.
We talked about this off camera, but yeah, a lot of times you can be in a toxic friendship with someone, and I was in a toxic friendship with someone and I didn't realize it. I mean, I kind of realized it, but she was like, I really want to be like, no, that's not the case. Because you always want to see the good in people. You always want to see their potential, like we talked about. And it's just like, sometimes you just got to see it for what it is. Yep. Sometimes it's all that. Take off those glasses, those rose-colored glasses, and look at reality. This is plain right now, because I feel like it comes in different forms. It might come in jealousy in friendships. It might come in jealousy, envy. It might come in always like gossiping about someone, or it always might come in just negativity. Like it was always something. I had a friend, and it was always something. It was always down about something, always kind of envious of other people and would talk about other people. Like, I've been through that situation. I'm like, okay, but I would sit there and I would listen to it and things like that, but I'm like, in the back of my mind, like, if we were ever to fall out or anything like that, you would be talking about me too, because the person you're talking to me about, you were close friends with this person. So what makes me different, you know? And then so I found out that this person wasn't really my friend how I thought they were, is because I had set my boundaries. I had to set my boundaries. Hey, A, B, and C is not aligning with what I want in a friendship. You crossed the boundary on numerous occasions, and I'm letting you know. I'm not letting you know to cut you off, but I'm letting you know because I want to keep the friendship. Let's get better at this. Just like if you tell me something that hurt your feelings, or I did something that you didn't like, I'm going to see where you're coming from with it, and I'm going to apologize sincerely. Like, I'm going to apologize because I never mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but I am going to say how I feel. And when I did that, the person no longer wanted to be friends with me. Once I finally, after years, after I finally set my boundaries with this person and just said enough is enough, I got cut off. Yeah. So, and that was a blessing in disguise for itself, because I'm just like, a lot of the things that I was doing and wanted to pursue for myself, and just everyday like phone calls, it felt lighter to me. Like I didn't feel so down, because someone's mood can definitely bring you down. And then you notice like certain people are only there for certain seasons, or they're only there for certain reasons. Like, okay, you just want to go out, have fun, do this. This doesn't align with what I'm doing right now in my life. And that's okay. Maybe we can circle back. I'm not opposed to it, but right now it was meant to be for a reason. So have you ever had a toxic friendship that you were in?
I've had a few, but I can't say that they were only toxic. I think it was on both sides. When you're growing, I think it's normal. It's normal to be a little toxic in friendships. Like you're learning how to navigate the adult world, or even the world in general. Because even when you're a younger kid, you have those toxic behaviors. Like, you're my friend, you can't be her friend too. Like, those things happen. And even now, like, I'm struggling. Like we talked off camera, like having those moments where you say, I'm not going to go through that petty war on social media. I'd rather us just keep it between us. That's growth, because I would have responded. I would have posted. I'd have been like, yeah, so you want to say this? Guess what? I'm going to say this. But I don't want it to get there, and I don't want to talk badly about those people anymore, because the energy that you give someone is your energy. So how much energy you're going to give to somebody that you no longer want to be associated with? Yeah. Or even if they don't want to be associated with you, it goes back to understanding that people have their own boundaries that they want to set, and that's fine. You can definitely exit. Yeah. It might hurt on your way out, but that's fine. Like, I don't need to convince anybody that needs to be here to stay here.
Exactly. If you're setting a boundary, if I cross a boundary, and you're not okay with that, and you feel like you need to take time away from me or in the friendship, relationship, I have to learn to be okay with that. Yeah. And if I'm not okay with that, then I need to check something within myself, because you should be able to respect people's boundaries and how they feel. Yeah. That should not be an issue.
But see, I also think a lot of people think they can dictate how someone's reaction is going to go. You can't dictate another's reaction to whatever you want to go on. Like, you can put whatever you want on the line. That's fine. Their reaction is how they choose to react. Yeah. I don't do half cutoffs. You're leaving me alone. I will completely separate myself and act as if you never existed, because that's what we have chosen. I don't need anybody second-guessing their place in my life, and if you've already given that power to somebody else, there's no conversation to be had. Yeah. I don't like to watch my back when I sleep. Yeah. So I don't want to do that in any relationship I have.
And people don't like that, too. Like you say, if you're cut off, you're all the way cut off. People want that room to come back in and... Hey.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah. No.
And it hurts them. Like, I'm completely shut out. Like, they do not like that, because I've experienced that on both ends. And it's like, okay, I'm the type of, I can just come back and whatever. We've always been friends. We do. Oh, wait, like, we're done all the way? Like, on both sides, it's like, okay, like, you got to go through that grievance. Even though the person's not dead, you got to grieve them. R.I.P. Because it's no longer.
And I think a lot of people... Well, when we talk about leaving them alone and cutting them off, people don't like being left alone, period. No. It doesn't even have to be a cutoff. You could just stop talking to somebody, and they will be bothered to their soul, because social media has made everybody so easily accessible. When you cut off access, they don't know what to do. Yeah. It's very, like, soul-consuming and deafening to them.
Now it's like fake profiles coming through. Exactly. This coming through. Can I see your phone? Can I look at this?
They can't leave you alone. They want to see what you're doing. So a lot of people, they be careful when it comes to me, because I don't play. Like, you will get blocked on everything. I will not speak with you. We don't even run in the same circles. Yeah. We were only friends because we were friends. And after that, I don't need to see you, and I will never see you. So it's just, it is what it is. I've seen a couple people, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I don't talk unless I'm spoken to, and even if I do, I might just stare at you. But that's my toxic behavior. Yeah. Because I don't like maintaining relationships that are dead. Yeah. I like to leave it.
Because now it's like I'm just doing it just because, like, whatever, you know? And so what would be my toxic behavior?
I know, it's so fucked up. Because
I'm like, what is my top? I'm like, it used to be ghosting. I just will not talk to you no more. Like, no warning, no nothing. Like, I spoke to you. Like, I will avoid you, like, to the fullest. Like, I just won't deal with you. So maybe, like, ghosting. I'm pretty sure I have a couple more. But I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, just like everyone else. So.
I'm working on everything else. That one don't need to be worked on yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's like,
yet.
That's gonna stay intact because you might need that as a defense mechanism,
I do.
To the bullshit.
Because I like to hold on to people. It's very hard for me to let go.
So when you let go,
I have to let all the way go.
Yeah.
Same thing with alcohol.
Yeah.
I can't do wine.
Yeah.
I don't have discretion when it comes to wine.
Yeah.
So I just cut it all off.
Yeah.
No, I will not drink. I'll take a sparkling water. We could do like some little fruity drink, like that's mocktail. But I can't. So no, we can't be cordial. I don't want to be in the same room with you. We don't have the same circles. We never really had the same interests anyways. So like my friends are all different. I consider you one of my friends, but my friends are all different. Like, you guys are all different. Everybody has their own lane that they're trying to. That's why I've never felt like I'm in competition with my friends. Yeah. Because we don't have the same end game. Mm-hmm. We don't. All these other people are competition because they're in the same lane that I'm in. Yeah. We have all different end games. And I think that's important to talk about, too, is like, instead of thinking that somebody's competition, open yourself up to the possibility that they might have a different end game. And if you have the same end game, okay, so what?
So what? Let's still do it. Like, you should
we
be
might be friendly, competitive. I don't know. We might do something. There's a way to work on it. But I think that's the most detrimental thing when it comes to entrepreneurship. A lot of females, especially, will not talk about what their end game is. Mm-hmm. And when
they think someone's going to steal it away from them. They feel like if it's meant for you, it will happen. And if it happens to someone else, give your congratulations to them. And that should be fire, like we talked about, fire up under your ass.
Exactly. Hurry up. Get it together.
Okay, you did that. Well, hold on, girl. And it's okay to give resources. It's okay to tell someone, oh, well, no, this person helped me out. Oh, I did this way. I did this way. Give out pointers. Like, don't gatekeep. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I did that. Somebody else did it for me. Like,
it's a land of gatekeepers.
Like, why, though? Like, you just don't want somebody to
be better than you.
Yeah.
Somebody can be doing great, just not better than you.
Yeah.
And it's very apparent in American culture. Like, well, specifically in California, because everywhere else, like Atlanta, they are willing to help you. Like, they're podcasting is a thing. We could probably go out there and make several friends.
Man, listen.
They'd be ready. You want to see my studio? Let's go to your studio.
Let's go. Can I record here? What can I do?
Yes, let's go. Let's do an episode right now. Like, they'll be down. They'll think that's cool. Here, no, you can't see my studio. You don't need to know where I'm working out of. You don't need to know the community I'm a part of.
They're scared because they're not reaching their full potential, and they feel like the rug will be snatched from up under them. Like, oh, you're doing this now. No one's looking at me. They're looking at you. Or they're.
It's a toxic
behavior. You can be in the same environment as other people, and you guys can work towards the same goal, and people are going to know you guys for that. Like, oh, okay, they're hella cool. Like,
helping each other.
Let's help each other out instead of trying to take something from someone. Help each other out.
They don't do that. But if you look at today's dating society, are you really surprised? You got people in relationships that will compete with each other.
You're supposed to be a team.
And they're fighting each other.
That's the point.
Yeah. It's very apparent in every aspect of culture that people are afraid to help each other. Yeah. You can be sleeping next to your biggest op. That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Whole time they plotting. Like,
they just hate you too. Like, they okay with watching you cry. Yeah. They're okay with watching you go through pain. And some people won't find this out till years in. Like, years in. 10, 15 years in. And sometimes it takes 10 to 15 years for someone to figure out what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there trying to pursue this goal. You may be in your mid-30s, but this person you've been with for, like, 15 years secretly hates that you're achieving your dreams because they wish they could achieve theirs.
When they have all the space and opportunity in the world, the same time, 24 hours that I have, you have. Yeah. So it all depends on how you want to spend your time.
Do you want to take the risk on you or not?
Exactly. I want to touch on media portraying toxicity as well. I know I spoke about it just a little bit ago, but I feel like it's so mainstream to be toxic, and one of the biggest examples that I have of that is baddies. Like, why do you want to portray yourself as a baddie? Like, everyone has their own definition of being a bad girl, but this particular show, fighting, cussing, tearing each other down, and then it's toxic. Not just because of the fighting, but it's like, okay, we're going to fight. Oh, now we're cool now. You don't have to fight someone just to be cool with them. Like, oh, I just want to show who the big dog is or this and that, and then now we could be cool because I whooped your ass. Mm-hmm. Like, no, we could have a conversation. We can go about this a different way. Like, because that comes out into all the young ladies that see in this, all the little girls I see in this that watch this. Your parents shouldn't be letting you watch that anyway. I don't care. I said what I said. that's not how you handle conflict. They can teach you how to be a grown woman. What about a show for that? Like, where's the shows about that? Even on, like, the Housewives and things like that is so toxic. Like, why is that so promoted? And I think it's because it's entertainment, and people are going to watch it, and that's going to bring the views in, because the calmness and the accountability, they're not getting views like that. That's when you want to be healthy. That's when you want to be a peacemaker. We want to stir up chaos, and that's what gives us the views, and that's what makes us the money, so that's what we're going to promote. So I'm like, I really don't, I don't watch baddies. Like,
Me either.
I really don't. I'm like, all the fighting, and then you have just, who else? Future, the Toxic King, putting out the music, and, you know, everybody like that. The new female rappers coming up, just portraying toxicity, things like that. It's just really promoted heavily, and so I feel like that's why it keeps the cycle going as well. You have the people that don't listen to it, of course, but the people that do, they're going to keep that going.
Yeah, well, especially when their views are in the millions. It's kind of hard to say that we're not watching it.
Yeah.
You're watching it.
Yeah.
But it's just, even the little clips. I'm not really into the whole baddie scene. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's always been stupid to me. But I understand it. Like, people like to watch people in misery in any form. Yeah. Anybody that's doing worse than you want to watch. Like, why do they have shows, My 400-Pound Life? Why do they have hoarders? Why do they have cheaters? Why do they have all these shows that are geared to different types of toxic behaviors? It's because people like to watch people suffer. Yeah. And it makes them feel better about themselves.
And that's toxic within itself. Yeah. Why do you want to see somebody else suffer? And, like, it makes you feel better about yourself. Like, okay, well, at least I'm not doing that bad. You know?
A lot of us never had a good mental raising. Like, you don't learn anything about mental health until you get older. And even when you do learn, it just depends on how serious you want to take it. Yeah. A lot of people won't. I think this is the latest generation that actually is diving into somewhat mental health. I still don't think the mental health on media is completely 100% truthful. I think a lot of it is just gurus that are promising these magic pills that are going to make you feel better and make you be a good person, which is not factual. Like, you cannot become a good person because you took a course online that somebody persuaded you to buy on a YouTube ad. It doesn't work
make
like that.
them money. They're not even in it for the mental health business. No. They're in it just to make money, make profit.
And I think that's why people like podcasts, because podcasts are geared towards certain topics and they do go into the hard conversations most of the time. It may not be visual, but a lot of people are listening. A lot of people are very auditory. But then you have those, like I said, that are addicted to misery. Like, misery really does love company, and it might live in your home. And it might be portrayed on your TV. It might be in the device that you carry around and can't go to sleep without looking at. I'm guilty of looking at it too. Yeah. But those things are in place because they want to be able to control you some way, somehow. They got to give you some kind of rush of dopamine. And you watching an hour of women fighting and degrading themselves is going to do it. But if we even want to take it back to history, they had gladiators fighting in arenas for fun.
They did, and everybody gathered around and look at that. Thousands of people. So
that is literally where. Are you surprised? Is it not the same concept?
It is.
It's the same concept.
Yeah. And it just continues on generation to generation.
It's just a different type of arena.
And just going back, it's like, we're not taught about mental health, like you said, until we get older. And that's unfortunate. Like, and I'm glad we're the change to bring it up now. Like, we're more prone to talk about going to therapy or setting healthy boundaries or just not putting up with bullshit. Like, just realizing, like, this is not healthy for me. I need to let this go. I need to stop doing this. Or just, it doesn't even have to be with a specific person. It could be within yourself. This action that I'm displaying is not cool. Yeah. And people are realizing that now because of what they're seeing. Like, oh, this person stopped doing this person stopped doing this, or they're making themselves better. So I feel like there's a lot of that on social media as well, just to help yourself out, better yourself. So it all depends on your mindset. You want to look at people fighting all day, or you want to look at how to better yourself, how to up your health and credit score, things like that, and how to have better relationships, or you want to look at the bullshit. Yeah. It's all up to you at the end of the day.
You know, honestly, I don't even watch TV anymore.
Really?
I don't. I watch a lot of podcasts, obviously, because it's in our lane.
Yeah.
But I also like the content. Like, I thoroughly like the content. Some of it will be a lot of enlightenment on my own attachment styles. Like, I recently have been going down the rabbit hole of attachment styles because why am I trying to cling to this man that doesn't want to be with me? Those are the things that I had to figure out, and a lot of these people have done the research, and sometimes I don't like doctors. I don't like the PhD because I feel like sometimes the PhD does not equate to experience. And sometimes I want someone that has been where I've been to explain how to get out because they're out of it. And I like both types of content, and I will weigh out both types of content. But if you come to my house, we watching Asian soap operas with the subtitles on.
With the subtitles on, of course.
Because I don't like American TV. I'm not a fan. Or I'm reading a book. Like, my mind and my imagination has been so big since I was small. And I don't need anything playing with it that doesn't need to be playing with it. It's a very powerful tool, and I don't like it being played with. I very much so censor how much I consume, who I'm around, and how they speak. Like, I don't really like... None of my people really drink. Maybe my brother. That's it. But my sisters, they don't drink. My sister's pregnant. My sister-in-law, she doesn't like drinking. So a lot of the people in my family don't drink.
And that's what you need to surround yourself with, because that's what journey you're on right now. It's like, I don't need to be around something that I don't consume myself with.
Exactly. But there's a reason behind it. Like, everybody always asks me, I had someone tell me that I'm less fun now that I'm not drinking. Yeah.
How do you even fix your mouth to say that I am not as much fun because I'm not drinking? No, because you are drinking. Maybe if you weren't drinking, you would realize how you are when you are drinking. And it's okay to be boring. We said that. It's okay to be boring. People just, I need this, I need drugs, I need liquor, I need this, I need that to have a fun social life. You don't need any of that when you really realize it. That could be your little go-to, your escape. I get it. People have their vices. That's cool. But you don't need all of that. Can you sit with yourself in silence? Can you sit with yourself without doing a substance or drinking liquor? If you can't, then you need to deal with that issue first before you place judgment on me. Like, literally. That's not okay.
And it amazes me because people are so apt to promote poison being put in your body instead of water, which is insanity to me. And I'm like, I'll tell people, oh, well, why don't you just go to the gym? Why are you always promoting the gym? Because that is what helps me.
Because I want to live?
That is what helps me, and that is how I get out of what I'm going through, is through the gym. If you don't want to talk about the gym or God, don't call me. Because I'm definitely going to tell you should probably pray about it, and I'm definitely going to tell you should go to the gym. And I'm definitely going to tell you that if you need to take some time and ignore everybody, do that. So
they don't want to hear it.
No.
You can't make people hear what they don't want to hear. Like, okay, if you want to go do things your way, you go ahead. But I'm not going to convert over to what you're doing. If you ain't going to convert over to what I'm doing, I'll see you when I see you.
See, that's just like, okay, so I was talking to someone, was like 2 weeks ago, and this person is no longer speaking to me because I said this. They're in a healthy relationship, and the only reason I know it's healthy is because she's bored. And I think we had this conversation a little bit online. And I told her, I said, that's the kind of relationship I want. I want to be bored in my relationship. She's like, why? I said, because when you're too active or it's too chaotic, how is anybody loving anybody? How does anybody have any time to work on anything? I think when people say things like, oh, the way that you can be a great CEO is a great woman behind you, I don't think that's it. I think to be relieved is to have a happy home, is to have a calm home, to have stability. And that may be boring sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
It may be quiet. It may be lonely. It may be, but it's not even loneliness. It may be just solitude that you're in. But when you create that environment, your mind can create so much more.
Yes.
And that's what I want, is a silent life. Like, it's just quiet and bored. Like,
I love a good boring time. Like, we don't always, when you feel like you have to always do something, that means you're just not content on what you already have. It's like, I need to go do something. Let's go out here. Oh, where's the real love at? Like you said, where's the real love at? Like, oh, let's go here. We have to go out here. We got to go here. We got to do this. It's like, okay, I want to be able to spend the weekend, or it doesn't have to be a weekend, just the whole week in the house, chilling. I don't have to talk either, because I'm all the time, I don't like to freaking talk.
We're talking.
Yeah.
24/7.
Like, we could just chill. You could be over there doing your thing, working on your project. I could be over here doing my thing on my project, and we can collaborate. Hey, babe, I need this, or we could do this. Like,
laptops up.
Exactly. And
Nobody
work together.
They don't want to do that.
I don't know why.
Nobody wants to do that. And I also equate that to you're not doing enough in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't like silence, and that's why you don't like being alone. It's why, like even I told you earlier at the beginning of this, I do feel lonely, but it's not in the way that most people would see.
Yeah.
I feel lonely as if I don't have a partner to do this with.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. There's a different type of loneliness. There's loneliness when you're just looking for anybody. I'm not just looking for anybody.
I'm not lonely.
Because, baby, the DMs is popping.
Yeah.
I'm lonely for a partner.
Yeah.
For a God-given partner.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's going to understand what I'm doing.
Because you can just go get anybody. That's not
I don't
that's
want
not a
just
problem.
anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of just anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody be getting on my nerves. It's like, that's what we just gonna call them. Anybody.
Yeah,
everybody and anybody. Like, no, that's not what I want. I
Yeah.
want the man that I prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm sticking by. And I don't care what anybody says. I would like it to be very boring at that. Like, let's just do something like barbecue and sit at home.
At home. And let's enjoy this rent we paying, this mortgage we paying.
In this house.
Please.
Let's have a water balloon fight because we ain't got nothing else to do.
Exactly.
And we want to be childish.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's the simple things in life. I promise you, it's the simple things. It don't need to be that complicated.
No, but everybody, they want to make it so much more complex. And then I don't think people understand their own emotions. So people are emotionally inept. They get bored. And if the relationship is not chaotic, they decide to go cheat with somebody that's going to run them through the mud. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand it. Like, yes, it's toxic, and I think it is very addicting. Yeah. But, like, do you want to feel bad? Like, you want to feel bad all the time? I don't want to feel bad all the time. That's why I'm okay with leaving people alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like it, but I need to leave you alone because what you're doing is not what I want. Mm-hmm. And how you're moving is not what I want.
So you think, like, if people need to just sit with themselves when they're distributing these toxic behaviors and displaying them. It's just like you need to sit by yourself, maybe go to therapy, talk to someone, whoever it might be. It might be, somebody from your church, talk to a counselor, a therapist, a pastor, and just sit with yourself before jumping into a friendship, before jumping into a relationship. I feel like you definitely need to work on yourself. That's a big key right there. And then you can go ahead and move forward. Like, first thing you do is realize and admit, like, this is my toxic behavior. And if it's something that you need to work on, but like you said, some toxic behaviors you might need to keep for a defense mechanism. Like, this might be considered toxic, but this is how I need to block you out of my life. Mm-hmm. Because if not, the chaos is going to keep happening.
Yep.
So
I just think when people think of therapy, they think of the stigma that comes with therapy. Like, okay, I'm crazy. You might be crazy.
Let's get it worked out,
You need to work it out.
Yeah.
Like, I love my therapist. Terry, no. I will text her in the middle of the night. Like, I had to text her, with the last couple of days that I've been going through.
Yeah.
And she's a very faithful woman. So, like, we clicked. And I like how we bond. And I like how our sessions go. Because I'm not always emotionally equipped or emotionally intelligent enough to unravel what's going on in my head. Like, sometimes those times where I'm alone and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to feel my emotions get overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And that's when we came up with me going back to journaling and asking myself certain questions so I can learn how to emotionally regulate myself without flipping out. Because the original me would call you, cuss you out because you are the cause of this chaos I got going on in my head, and I just can't figure out why you can't get it together.
Yeah.
Or sending you paragraphs, and I don't need to do that because the paragraphs just make me feel more empty. Whereas I just need to leave you alone because all of these things that are going on in my head that I'm reading about cannot be for me.
Yeah.
And that's really where I am, especially with the last situation that I was in. He's a good man, but he's going to be somebody else's man because he is not my man.
Can we quote that? Can we need to coin that phrase? He is a good man, but he's going to be somebody else's man because you can't be mine, baby.
No.
You cannot be mine.
I tried to make you mine. You decided you don't want to be mine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm going to go find my husband, though.
So you're not going to be mine in any capacity.
No.
Friendship, romantic, anything like that. You have to, cut ties.
And it's really unfortunate. You ever got up in the morning and you just know, you got to do this?
Yeah.
And
it's
it just
that
sits.
feeling that's like, ugh.
I don't want to be a big girl. I want to be a little girl.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put on my big girl pants. I want to put on my little girl pants.
I've been there. I have been there.
But I think one of my therapy sessions, she said, sometimes goodbye doesn't need an explanation.
And do you feel like sometimes it's owed an explanation? Like, oh, I have to tell this person why, like, or can I just go cold turkey?
I'm either or.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, like, if I really care about that person, I want to explain my exit. And some people don't deserve that.
Yeah, especially if they know, like.
And then some people will try to convince you to stay.
That's what it is right there. Like, sometimes you don't owe them that because they're going to just, oh, well, what about this? Or I could fix it now, or I'm so sorry, or I did this. You've been through that. Because this is not the first time I expressed how I was feeling about whatever happened, whatever transpired. Yeah. And now you want to try to save yourself. But the ship is sailing.
I really think what happened or what caused all of this unravel, because after I come back from London, I went back to therapy because I was in London and I thought about what the ex had said about never trusting me and me having spent 4 years with you. It just unraveled. I said, oh, I got to let all of you go. Yeah. Because I'm not doing this another 4 years, and I'm not doing this another 5 years, and I'm not doing this with none of y'all. Yeah. Like, I just cannot. If I want what I want, I got to be okay with letting y'all go. So when that unfollow button hit, I said, okay, we need to let you. I could go get him back at any point in time. Yeah. I could call him and be like, okay, I want to work it out. He'd work it out.
That's self-control, though. Like, I know I can go back, and you're going to accept me. I don't want to go back. No. I don't want to deal with that.
I cannot. Yeah. Because my husband would never.
Oh.
As my good friend Mahogany would say.
Yeah.
My husband would never.
Yeah.
He would never do that. So I can't, because that is not my husband.
Girl, it takes a lot of courage, self-respect, discipline to just really stand on business. That's what standing on business is. I'm standing on business about me.
Girl, and he was good.
Yeah.
He was good at it.
Yeah.
He was good at it in every way, shape, or form. So I was just like, I cannot. If that's the only thing you have to offer, my husband would never just offer that. Like, my husband is going to be so much more than just that.
Your husband knows you require so much more
than that.
And they going to step up to the plate.
Yes. And I just can't. I can't allow what I want to be blinded by that. I can't. I'm too old to do that. Yeah. And I don't want to be a baby mama. I don't want that to be the lesson in that. Yeah. Okay? Because when you're 20, it's a little more socially acceptable to be a 21-year-old, you 22. 20.
You make your mistakes. Yes. You don't know.
Bitch, you're 35.
And you chose
with him?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You knew better.
Yeah.
You knew better.
You should have knew better.
Come the fuck on.
Wisdom comes with age. So.
I can't sit there and, be that person. Yeah. And I know it's so, superficial because everybody's like, well, you can't think that way. Why are you not thinking that way?
Right. You just want to let shit happen and then blame it on I didn't know.
Talking about oops.
No.
This oops is the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That poor baby didn't ask for this situation that you put yourself in because you didn't want to listen to God. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Insanity. So I've decided to listen to God. We're going to let him go. Okay. We're going to let him walk away.
You sometimes just got to cut that situation off. And I am not mad at it at all.
My husband would never.
So you've done London. You are just busy, booked and busy. Gym going on, podcast going on. What is next for you? What can we expect to see from you next?
I'm going to be in movies.
Okay.
That is the next step. It's always been something that I wanted to do, and I feel like if you pay attention to my page, I'm very much so different characters every time.
Yeah.
And I've always been like that. I loved acting when I was in school. And so I think it's time to go back to that too. And I love speaking on stages anyways, so why not get to go play different characters? So that is the next up and coming thing that I will be dwelling into.
Okay. And I see you with the photo shoots. I'm like, this girl is on point. The photo shoots are always just different inspirations, beautiful in all of them.
Thank you.
So I wanted to, give you a shout out for that because I'm like, okay, girl, I see you. Let me get a little photo shoot. Let me
telling you gotta do it.
Yes, girl, beautiful.
You gotta do it. We love it.
Yeah,
we need to celebrate ourselves.
Yes,
I think a lot of people will be like, oh, she's vain, she's conceited. Damn
right. What? I love myself.
I'm in front of a camera anyways. Yeah. Why shouldn't I be happy that I'm a beautiful woman? Yes. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. What you're asking me to do is go back to when I was 18 with very much so every insecurity you could find in the book. Mm-hmm. It's too late now.
Yeah.
I found the mirror.
Yeah, I found the mirror. I found myself, and I am not going back.
No, not at all. There's no reason for me to. I think women should celebrate their beauty.
Absolutely.
Even if you think you might not be beautiful or you haven't felt beautiful, get up, get dressed, take your ass out, dance a little bit. If you drink a little bit, but like feel yourself.
Yeah.
Like vibe with yourself. Let yourself know like you still got it. You still
It's
that
okay.
girl.
Yeah.
You still that one.
You always gonna be that one.
Exactly. Never the two.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed you coming on today's episode. It's
Thank
been
you.
great conversation. I can't wait to drop this. I cannot wait to drop it. I can't wait to drop it. But yes, I appreciate you for coming on. Any inspiring words for the listeners, the viewers, any advice? It could be about anything. Do you have any gems to drop?
I think if you're afraid to take the next step on your dream, then you're the one stopping you. You have to be able to realize that you are worth every risk. And that's what I could say.
Okay. Tell people where to find you, Instagram, YouTube, everything.
Okay, so you can find me on YouTube at the Wonderland Effect Podcast. You can find me on Apple Podcasts. You can find me on Spotify. You can also find me on Instagram at the Wonderland Effect or My World 1203.
All right, y'all. This has been another episode of Quantity Radio. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this episode. And see you next time.